Take it easy. To forget all the wrongs and every reason why we've changed. And there's a storm inside my head, it's getting me in trouble, baby, and I can't break away. I thought that I could keep it low. Take it easy, take it slow. Slow, take it slow. Ended up just like before, so take it easy.
Lies burn me out, love just brings me down. Go inside like winter leaves that slowly leave the ground. Hey, you come back, I wanna give you a chance. Love me like you used to, so we can learn again. The skin is getting round, baby, drink your night away. Maybe we will not regret it, you will not regret me. Laying down under the sun, burning love cause we are young. No one tells us what's done wrong, cause it's just me and you. Yeah, it's just me and you. Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, of my wasted love. Hold you on the ground, make your eyes roll out. Kiss me all around, baby, do you like the sound of my wasted love? Wasted love, just my wasted love. Yeah, it's just me and you.
They're going to have to pull back once again. They cannot take the point.
They can't. That was...
I'm so excited. Oh
Well,
my god.
I called it out, Muffins. That's
Evan, watch this pin. Here it comes. The nasty pin.
I'm ready. Oh! Double connect! Wow, there comes Mercy! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, July 9th at 6:16. Oh, 17, it just turned over. PM in the afternoon. Today, your host again, Muppins with HX9. We are super excited to go ahead and cast the core brawl for you guys this afternoon. How you doing today, HX9?
I'm pretty excited, Muffins. I mean, we're going into a playoff match, I believe, here. This is, what is it? Winner's bracket round 2, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a double limb tournament, of course. And that means if any team gets knocked out in the first round, they will get the chance to play again and potentially even come back and take on the whole thing.
Ooh, take on the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, the winner chicken dinner. Tonight's game, the first one that we're going to be casting for you guys, is going to be Desperados versus... Oh, the name just fell off the screen. So I'm going to have to pick that up here once more.
Well, it's the core Reprise in this case. And core Reprise, most of these teams are composed of members that have, kind of a mid-masters or a little bit higher rating in a lot of cases. So I'll just give you an idea of what we're looking at here. And this is Eichenwald. Eichenwald being one of the hybrid maps, which means first they've got to capture a point, and then they've got to push that payload all the way to the end.
Ooh, push it all the way to the end. It's going to be a long haul, too. This is one of the longer maps, especially for distance is comparative. I'm really excited to kind of see what this is, because Galaxy, I believe we've seen Galaxy play before in a previous match that we've actually casted, so we're really going to see how this pans out. I love the lineup so far. We're going to see a dual Farmer Mercy in the sky. They're going to be like they're fencing with rockets exploding. Yeah, even better.
Definitely going to be interesting if that's the comp they go with here. I do see a Reinhardt missing on the offense here. I'm sure they're going to swap into that on one of these slots. But one interesting thing about this tournament also is that Symmetra is currently disabled for this tournament. So she did just make it live into comp this Tuesday. So she is valid for play for a lot of teams. But for this particular tournament, not going to see her. This is actually one of the maps where we have seen her in the past, where she actually does do quite a bit of work going on to this first point.
Well, with a dive kind of starting to show by Core Reprise, we'll see how they're going to fare as far as holding against Zarya Rein.
Dive can be pretty strong here. It definitely can get past the point, and that's kind of your goal here, is just to get through this choke. It can be just a really long walk if you're running Rein Zarya otherwise.
And Winston's trying to get a little bit of flank along with the enemy Tracer as well, with Air kind of zipping around in the back line. As Siege does go ahead and duck to the left here, they're starting to get back onto the point. But as Fair is still doing that, it's still passive damage from the sky, slowly charging that ult charge to get onto the point. Air in the back once more, trying to get in there with the dives, going fully at it as Galaxy's starting to take a little bit of damage flying up there. They're trying to take her down as best as possible because they know if the pharmacy is down, they won't be able to go ahead and keep that up. Contesting in here, Siege does take the kill onto Galaxy, which gives Ultra a little bit more damage, but not too much, as we do see that Shadow does take the kill down, as well as helping out the rest of the team. As Wolfer goes down, this is going to be a very slow trickle for the Desperados.
Zenyatta kind of got caught off guard on the defense here on the side of the Desperados. Basically, when you're down on the ground here, you got to be a little bit careful that you don't get dived on. So it's definitely something you need to make sure you're, we call it Winston range, are you in 1 dive range or 2 dive range? You kind of want to stay in 2 dive range at all times.
Well, definitely a dive range right now as they try to get high ground on the castle. Core Reprise is doing a great job trying to mitigate some of that damage and push them back just a little bit more, as Desperados is taking the fleeting retreat just a little bit over and over again. The Reinhardt's trying to get up a little bit closer to go ahead and contest against Core Reprise, but this is just, they're waiting for the payload to get up, and they're just trying to buy some time.
And they're going to need to buy a little bit more time here. The payload is just now pushing in a little bit, so keep that. Zenyatta's really close to the group here, so got to be careful.
Ooh, Prey taking a good amount of damage here with the Valkyrie already popped additional damage here to the core Reprise. Let's go ahead and push up a little bit farther. We just out of the mech. That might be a disadvantage here for core Reprise, but with the ultimate coming out by Winston, kind of batting around, it's not enough as he does have to retreat once more. It was good picks coming out by Desperado onto core Reprise, as core Reprise still does slowly push this in. There's a better ult economy coming out by Desperado at this current moment.
Yep, here they come. Bomb does go out onto Garlic Bread. It's probably going to be a cleanup here. And it all, again, starts on the back of just diving a Zenyatta really early on. We're looking at Graviton Surge combo, though, coming out on the defense. Going to be pretty strong there. But there is a Transcendence to cover it up, so hopefully we will see a little bit of counterplay there on the side of the core Reprise.
Core Reprise pushing pretty strong and aggressive. I think they're looking to go ahead and get this back in, especially with that hammer ready to go. They're going to need a big play coming out by Garlic. Is he going to be able to land it? As they do pass a little bit of siege, taking down Pills. This is what they're going to need as Ultra swings it off once more. Again, Galaxy just a little bit on the right side. As we just see Desperados once more retreating into a fleet. Again, even with a stronger ult economy, they're still holding on there. As they do see just Pharaoh one more in the sky here, just not enough as Galaxy does get taken down. Reprise is taking the prize.
It's kind of a hard choke to get out of there when you're going to defend this point, and you really just have to come out swinging, and that's just kind of what didn't happen. They didn't really come out swinging. I'm pretty sure Pills was kind of worried that his ultimate was going to get eaten by Sige there. Diva is definitely a worry for these Zarya comps here.
They're about even a full ult economy coming out by core Reprise. Budget taking a lot of damage as well. They're pushing up hard. Desperado trying to get it into Ank in the back, but Zenyatta gets this, floats his little self away as we do see retreat coming out by Desperado once more. By core Reprise. They're ready to go ahead and pop off though. This is their moment to kind of shine.
Kind of an anxious moment here where you kind of want to switch on to Ryan Zarya because this is more of an indoor section. It's really hard to get strong dives. Your Winston leap range is definitely smaller, so you can really have your Zenyatta stay out of that range. So now it's just, we got these ultimates. I really don't want to go back, but Winston Diva not really that good. So hopefully we'll see them use their ultimates here in this next push so they can switch off later.
Oh, they all have their ultimates ready, so it's just going to be, are they willing to use it? Are they willing to go in? And I think there's going to be a chance. There it is. Dodge out of that, so they went ahead into the back line as we do see Budget going for it. He's going full hand, but Wolford does a better job of taking it down as Siege is trying to rush into the Reinhardt, does get out of the mech. He's going to be taken down very shortly as Pills continues on the damage onto the back. Siege is very close to be taken down, is down. So Desperado once had the advantage for the ults there, and they took it home. They used it.
Yep, that's exactly what we'd like to see, and now you can see they're switching on to that Ryan Zarya, as is tradition, on the third point of Eichenwald. They also switched to a Junkrat as well. They just blew all their ult, they blew their fair ult and everything just to try to see what they could get. And Zenyatta, though, popping that ultimate there might cost them on this offense here. Now they don't have it available.
Core Reprise is in the ult that they needed here, and also now that they have down one, they're trying to move in just a little bit more. But with that coming back, there we go. Valkyrie both popped up by both teams. Are they going to use this more to an advantage for damage or healing? We'll see as Garlic is trying to get around this corner here with the Ultra coming about by Ultra with that tire kind of just being selled right there. Nice, great job coming out by Error to go ahead and counter that back in. You see swings coming out by Ryan, but it does get shattered out and countered by Budgesteer as he comes in and pushes the point just a little bit more. This is a great job as Core Reprise is cleaning up the rest of Desperado. They're pushing it back into spawn as Ultra does need to go ahead and take back into a healing section of the map. Galaxy and Pills on the right side trying to go ahead and keep a little bit more damage coming out. But we do have Wolford with the damage available, and he does have his ult too. Is it going to be comboed? It is. We see the Twins Dragons crossing streams. Way to go, Wolford, as he gets into the quad. And then there's the Penta and a full team wipe coming out by Desperado.
Now that's how you want to set up that back push there, but it all kind of got a little bit dicey because of a very nice flank by Error on Hanzo. He took the high ground there and actually was getting around Garlic Bread's shield. So one of the dangers of holding a little too far forward here on this third point. If your shield's up on the top, this here's going to get a shot in the side there. So now they're back a little bit further though.
Desperado doing a great job as holding this point as best as they can, just kind of keep the payload at bay. The enemy Reinhardt is shield is a little bit down, so the attackers do have disadvantage without that shield. But the tire does come out by Shadow, and it was a good one as he does take down Garlic now down to tank. They're gonna go ahead and go a little bit farther in. Galaxy a little bit out of position, but with the bubble did come in clutch. You see them trying to get a little bit more damage as Garlic comes into the front line here, going against Budget. Is enough for them to do enough damage. The Shadow is trying to get a little bit more of the damage spam coming out by his bombs. Was enough to take down Garlic as they're pushing back a little bit more. Reinhardt is trying to get off on the side. and it's good enough for Shadow to get a lot of damage out with Zenyatta in the back. That trans, oh, there's no trans available as they do clean up the rest of Reprise, Desperado.
Yeah, Desperados kind of got put on the back foot that entire time as Core Reprise just pushed forward, and there's just 100% too much pressure there for them to handle. The shield, once the shield went down on the side of Garlic Bread on his Reinhardt shield, I mean, it was just done. They just couldn't really hold themselves forward. I'm actually a little bit surprised that we didn't see an ultimate come out there from Wolfer on the Junkrat. I think if we would have seen that tire come out a little bit sooner, or maybe even built a little bit faster, that there might have been a pretty strong defense there. So, here we are, 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock. I don't think that's really an unreasonable question there, but remember, 1 minute left on the clock does mean that if they do hold it all the way to overtime, only they, Core Reprise, will get another chance at capping point A.
That's the one chance that they're going to need to go ahead and push against this as well. Desperado did a great job at going ahead and being a defensive on there, especially with such a high timer as well. They came into the doors with 4 minutes and 35 seconds approximately on the clock, which gave Core Reprise just a good job, a good amount of time to go ahead and push back against the Desperados, which they desperately needed to just keep them at bay as long as possible, but it wasn't long enough.
Yeah, Muppins, if we think back, you know, it was that time I was talking about when you kind of have this awkward moment where you want to switch off dive, but you have your ultimates. I think most of the time when I'm watching, you know, tier 3 teams or Overwatch contenders teams or higher, they just dump the dive at that point because it's not even worth it. You might as well just start building your ultimates with another push on Reinhardt and Zarya at that point. So just remember, indoors are in Overwatch for a reason. There are certain times where they kind of want to downplay a little bit of the verticality, and the end of Reichenwald is one of those times.
And our word of the day is verticality.
Attackers incoming.
I don't know about that, Muffins. You know, verticality is a pretty easy word. You know, we got to come up with something harder. Well, we'll figure something out by the end of the cast here.
With Ultra high in the sky, getting ready to do damage coming against Core Reprise. Let's see how they fare on defense. So we do see the damage already coming out by Wolfer, taking a little bit of damage himself. We do have Shadow high in the air trying to take down the attacking team. Garlic is getting a little bit closer to the point now with Siege defending that as well, do a great job taking down Pills. Is it going to be enough for them to push down a little bit more as Desperado tries to desperately push into this front line? Core Reprise is doing a great job keeping them at bay as Ank does get the double kill. What a great job coming off the backline support as Brigadier does come in here. Budgeteer smacking around the Mercy as Galaxy does fly off the edge. This is going to be a reset coming for Desperado.
Funny little flank there by Naki. You know, he just kind of went around the side there. And usually you don't want your Zenyatta to kind of be in some weird position, but that's more against dive than it is these Ryan Zarya combos. You just got to be careful of the DPS. And where were the DPS? They were already past that point. So Anake just took advantage of that. He said, well, no DPS is going to get me. Just shoot you in the back, guys.
Ultra doing a great job putting a little bit of pressure on Arrow in the back line, as we do see Desperados already getting a little shot off on Anke. Does a good hammer down with a good connect with a charge in there. Does miss, but it's enough for Desperados to get a couple picks off and a retreat coming off. Also, Bidos does a good far coming out with the trans coming out for the defensive, but was it not enough as they do get taken down. This is 3 already down by Desperados. They have a chance to go and get this with a good charge on Zarya, but not enough as Siege just get taken down, and Hanzo has to now retreat. Core Reprise is going to reset and give this point.
When you're on defense here and you're running Winston Zarya, there's just not really a lot of shielding that's there to go on, and that's how Pray for GG's just managed to get a nice little sneaky pick there through the goalpost onto Ananke. So, again, yeah, Zen, you know, he made the play, and then he kind of lost the play there. But the ultimate exchange also, very, very heads-up play there on the offense as well.
Garlic a little bit out of position, got taken down pretty early. This is going to be a slower push coming out for Desperados as they need to get in there, but a great grab coming out already as they go and dive onto the Budgeteer, doing a great job, and they do a lot of ults came out by Core Desperado. A little bit of overkill, but it was enough to say, hey, we're going to take this map and it's going to be ours. Let's see what happens to this next point here.
Yeah, they just used Grav and Dragon Strike, which is a typical combo, but there might have actually been a chance there for them to avoid using Dragon Strike altogether. There isn't a D.Va to really eat that damage, and Winston can kind of just shoot through it. So, could they have saved the Dragon Strike? Probably. I think so.
And Budgeteer already came out with a couple of good kills jumping into the back line as Garlic does swing around here. There's a lot of Hailfire coming down by Shadow himself, especially with the Far Mercy just being so clutch together. We'll see as they do push up this a little bit more, but it does come in with the Far Barrage. Both of them but was enough. It was not, as both of them do get taken down, kind of in the crossfire. The Ed Siege doing a great job bubbling the rest of his teammates. Error getting a chance to get a kill off or two here as he's trying to pick off the rest of Desperados, pushing him back quite fairly here as Prey GGs does need to go ahead and reset with the rest of his team.
Yeah, they're definitely having a lot of trouble with this Pharah on defense. That's just on the defense. You know, usually you don't really run this Pharah on defense, but in this case, Shadowism basically coming in there pretty strong there. We've got a big combo coming up though. A lot of ultimates on offense here. They might have just been building up for this moment.
Garlic swinging away, trying to take down Budge, but it was enough because he went into a primal rage. They have to go and stimulate that, but a good Drance coming out as well to defend his team. It was just a wasted. Oh, the end of those Dragon Tails. Just trying to do a little bit additional damage, not enough, as we do see kills coming out by Desperado. We do Farmer Mercy is high in the sky as Wolf Tamer tries to go around the backside to go ahead and get a couple shots off on the enemy Shadow. Is he going to be taken down? We'll see that Pharmacy is coming in clutch as they have to retreat just a little bit towards the doors.
Believe it or not, that's actually an interesting fail here on the Graviton Surge combo because it's still kind of split up the team there. Hammer Down also missed. So, you know, they kind of whiffed on their hammer. They whiffed on their combo. It's surprising, but Pray for GG's having kind of the heads up play there and popping his Transcendence actually helped them secure the point.
Whizzing out. Oh, they're already coming out again. Oh, great combo coming out by both of them. And it was just, again, this is just a trickle coming out by Desperado as they try to go ahead and keep this point to it. It's not working too much in their favor right now.
A little bit sneaky there, you know, they got that grab combo. If we remember back on defense, we had this exact same scenario, or back on the last round, we had this exact same scenario where there was a grab combo available, but didn't get used on the push out, and that's because there was a diva. So this is what happens when you don't have a diva on the offense, which you don't necessarily need, but the Graviton Surge went out very early, and that allowed the team to kind of push out there and get the clean picks off there. So it was a good try on the part of on their offensive Pharah there to kind of counter alt there, and we do see the swap that happened as well. So now they're switching off to this Widowmaker. So I think we've kind of come full circle here on this point 2 defense. Not a lot of time left on the clock here, Muffins.
Well, nearing less than a minute at this point. It'd be very close as they try to go ahead and contest this, as Budget is up close and personal with the enemy Reinhardt, the defending Reinhardt. Garlic Bread with the ult ready to go. The far in the back did two good kills. They tried to shut that down as they're at a disadvantage. They only have 3 left. Desperado needs to go ahead and desperately reset, as we do see Pills doing exactly that. They have 50 seconds left on the clock. What are they going to do desperately?
Missed opportunity there by Wolfer. Pharah Mercy combo, Shadowsman Smitty. Didn't actually notice him sitting on the side there, and he had a full clean shot on that Mercy. But I think she might have been just a little too close to him to get that really accurate shot there, and so she was able to kind of fly away. And of course, Shadowsman also kind of got that amazing Pharah combo there. Now it's just little time left and not a lot of ultimate charge here. This is looking a little grim for the offense.
Garlic Bread slowly choosing up to walk up a little bit closer to Budget. It's going to be for Siege to go and take that down. Ank is already pretty low on the healing, but we do have a Valkyrie already coming out with the Twin Dragons as well. Great trans coming out by the defending team, by the aggressive team, as they go and push off a little bit more. The Shatter does miss once more by Garlic, but still gets enough to get down Pills as the trans comes out to go ahead and support the rest of the team. Garlic is in the back here just trying to do a little bit more damage. Then we do see Ultra coming out once more to do a little bit more damage, but is it enough to go and sustain that? It's not. What a great cleanup coming out by Core Reprise.
Pretty amazing defense there, gotta say. This is a pretty hard point to actually hold, especially when you're going against Widow, but maybe that Widow came out just a little late to really have the same effect as it could have there. You're gonna see Wolfer here on the play of the game. You know, this one was just kind of a standard one. It was the very end here, right? And off it goes, you know, gets them off the point. This was how they actually were able to get it down to this 1 minute marker there. So, you know, pretty standard. Graviton Surge plays coming out, and I think, you know, the team that landed the most of those won the match.
There were fair plays, both teams. I mean, they had some good ultimates, they had some not so good ultimates. But really what counted is the ones that really landed. Even though, you know, we had a good 50-50, almost it felt like there were still just those clutch plays right at the end where Pharah just came in behind on Court Reprise and just shot down 2 of the teammates from Desperado already. And that was just exactly what they needed. And they took it to their advantage, and they took it to the home. They took it right into the heart. They sank it in.
They definitely did. And now they're going to be moving into Volskaya. And Volskaya Industries You know, a great 2 capture point map, and a little bit more Widow play that can happen on this map. Eichenwald, you know, that point 2 really is the only point where the Widow can truly shine, I think, on Eichenwald. And a lot of Overwatch maps right now, Widow is very strong. But this might be a different factor here. We know we did see the Desperados bring out a Widow. We did not see Core Reprise bring out one. So I'm not actually sure if Core Reprise has that in their lineup. Most teams do, but we'll see. The Battle of the Widowmakers, baby, coming up, Muppins, is all I'm trying to say here.
Battle of Widowmakers. The battle of the best. Who's going to get the best headshot off? I wonder if we're going to see more of a double sniper coming in. Because that might be very entertaining to see on the defending team or even on the attacking. Now, they're probably going to see some shield busting coming up by it all really depends on how they want to run their own strategy. I'm just speculating here. Hopefully my spec correct, because that means I could forecast the future.
Oh, you're going to be an augur. There's a good word of the day. You're going to augur things at this point, which, of course, seeing the future is, you know, something of a specialty of mine, Muppins. I happen to be dabbling in another potential word of the day, tassionomy, you know?
Right. There we go. Maybe that one should have been the word of the day.
Maybe.
So we got to once more. Oh, there it is, the Junkrat Shadow. It read my mind. I know this is a really delayed cast as well, though I know they couldn't have heard that or even speculated that I might have said that. Maybe they're not augurs themselves. Is that right?
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
got
that's
it.
right.
You got it.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
It's both a noun describing someone who augurs things, and it's a verb to augur something. You hope things augur well for someone. That's the general turn of phrase, if you will.
Oh, all right. Well,
And-
like every cast, we gotta have that word of the day, and that's a good one for this one.
Yeah. Tassiomancy, of course, is reading tea leaves, and if I'll make you a good cup of Greek coffee sometimes, Muppin. That's where you can do the tassiomancy.
Oh, there we go. I'll hire a Tassiomancy to come over and make tea for both of us. There we go.
Not even close.
Okay, well, you know, we're still trying, but that's all right. Well, with the open already starting here, we do have Ultra putting on some heavy damage on the attacking team as Desperados is trying to go ahead and push up a little bit there. They did a great job at keeping them at bay, and this is just whoever's going to get the first pick is going to have a great job as well. Oh, no, they're already on point here as we do see Bunchster trying to go for it. Desperados doing a great job of kind of defending at this point here. Well, great cleanup coming out by all three of them. So we're going to see as Desperados does clean up the rest of Core Reprise, this might be a reset coming out by Core.
The Mercy is down, so they do have a chance to regroup really quickly here since they do have the shorter spawn here on attack. And ultimate-wise, no one really getting up to anything right now, so it's just a pick fest right now. Try to build those ults and see what happens. Mercy's like about halfway back here.
Budge with the dragon. Oh, they have 2 down, so it's a 5 versus 5. Currently, Garlic taking some good amount of damage up the front line with Budget as well, though. So they're trying to go ahead and pull that back just a little bit more as Mercy does get back on point. From the defending team, they have one more player to go ahead and help out with a little bit of damage boost and a little bit of healing as Pills gets taken down quickly. Ultra's in the sky doing a lot of damage, but Air's just reflecting those balls right back at her, taking those arrows straight to the heart. Wolfer needs to go ahead and retreat at this time because now he's taking a lot of damage coming out by Siege already.
I would have liked to have seen the rotation go to the right instead of the left of the point and try to cut off that Mercy's reattach here to the getting herself back into the fight. But, you know, they kind of kept that left angle, trying to keep the pressure on. But, you know, somehow, some way, Pray for GG made it through. Now it's time to see if they can make that grab work.
Here he goes. Oh, we've got the combos already coming out again. So we've got 3 down. Error doing a great job. Once more to go ahead and clean that up from Core Reprise. Wow, as they go ahead and push that back in there, Bunch are doing a great job. Actually, they did switch colors. So that's my apologies for switching those team colors and names.
Yeah, oftentimes in tournaments, good to switch the attack and defense. But now, you know, on the offense, we got the reverse grab combo coming up here. Pill's just a little bit ahead of time. Transcendence, though, is available, but not only just Transcendence, but the boosted combo can be blocked by having the Valkyrie come out as well. So we'll see if they can pull off that combo, maybe try to keep Mercy out of the combo. You see Mercy already on the high ground here to try to stay out of it.
Both Zenyatta's with the trance ready to go. Error doing a great job kind of kicking the back line with Ank as well, but does get taken down very quickly by Praise GG. Does a great job as Desperados does have the advantage now coming on to this point. Prey taking some damage and down as well with a good connect there coming out by a Shatter. Is it enough to go ahead and sustain for the rest of the fight? No, as Wolfer does go ahead and take out his bows and arrows. He's trying to shoot down as best as he possible, but Siege taking the damage more as they don't have to go ahead and retreat back in there. Galaxy is slowly getting refreshed, but not enough as they go ahead and have to reset this once more. Desperados doing a great job as they do hold off to this point.
Oh, Wolfer kind of beast moding it here. He's going to start capping by himself. He did take out the Mercy, too. If his team can get back here pretty quick, they probably get the point here.
Here we go. Wolfer just needs to stay on point just a little bit longer, especially since Ultra is keeping Buster at bay. Needs to get a little bit higher now as they start to slowly get on their error, looking for the error of Desperados, because they're going to go ahead and take that shot up as fast as possible. We do have the grab already coming in as well, but a good defensive trance coming out. They are ready with the Twin Dragons, though, ready to pop off as well. Garlic and Ultra doing a great job cleaning up the rest of Reprise as they go back into the point here. They do take that first point.
Yeah, they don't have anyone down right now. They can just run straight to that point, and they can get on it really quickly. Both defensive ults and Zenyatta now down. There's an opportunity here for just a really quick cap.
Can they get it? Oh, but the reset there, they're going in for it. They want to try for it. Since they know that Zenyatta's already down. Buster's ready to go as well, though. He's halfway to his ultimate, but Garlic ready to go ahead and pop off and lay down the Garlic Bread himself as Ultra is taking down Bull Shadow and his Riptire. I don't think that's enough because they're going ahead and one more time. Great job of Desperado. That Twin Dragon just kind of separating the rest of the team, but still they're cleaning up once more. What a great job coming out by Desperados as they go ahead and shoot down the enemy Pharaoh. It's just not enough for them to go and sustain.
What a great heads-up play by Ultra there, flanking around, actually finding the Junkrat tire that could have ended that push. Junkrat was kind of waiting there until there was some chaos so that the wheel just didn't get shot down, focus fired. So Ultra knew, his team's on the point. They don't need more than 3 people, so he went off to the side, and there he was. So that pretty much opened them up to take off the point there, and also, a little bit of, Pharaoh versus Junkrat action there. Junkrat, he's a little bit sad. He needs some wings. He tries to give himself wings, Muppins, but, he just blows his feet off.
Every time, well, it kind of blows his wings off, too. I mean, he's just got so many bombs kind of wrapped around his chest like Rambo Bomb Man. Or like Bomber Rambo. Whoa, there we go. That'd be neat again to see in this game.
Yeah, you know what else would be good? I want to see an animated short where Junkrat puts on Farah's, Anubis suit, right?
Oh,
just kind of flies through the air, launches bombs from the ground. Oh, great. Here we go. There's going to be another person. Give Junkrat, Farah boost. Yeah, okay.
That could be very dangerous. That's like watching a bomber fly by. That's going to be very intense. But we'll see what happens, really, though. So now we do kind of have the correction here on stream. We can go ahead and see a little bit more of this Widow play. This is what we wanted. We want to see this hardcore snipers come out. This is what we're looking for, and finally they're giving it to us. I'm feeling good.
I think it could be a very heads-up play here. If we do see this Sombra come around the side, that is potentially one of the counters. Actually, coming up in this next patch, Sombra is going to have that permanent stealth, and on maps like this, it's going to be extremely valuable. And we talked about Winston, having that 2 leap distance. Right now, Sombra has that 2 stealth distance. So with that gone in the next patch, these Widowmakers, they're going to be struggling.
Our error once more going into the Hanzo. He did a great job just getting those. He's doing a great job comboing. So we'll see the Shadow does get high into the air. A Wolfer in the back, just already taking some damage. Is it going to be enough, though? It's not. It does have the Mercy already on her, so it's going to have to take a little bit more damage. As Shadow goes ahead and trying to get high once more. Walking around the battlefield. Wolfer trying to get those advantages, but it's not enough, as Ultra is as well with the double snipers coming out by Desperados. We'll go ahead and see them fight into this once more here as Ink is in the background just trying to get off a couple more flicks of his orbs. Buster taking some damage as well, going into the front point there. Is he going to be taken down? It's very close. They kind of retreat off the point just a little bit more as Pills is taking some damage and doing some great bubbles to sustain around for Garlic himself. But the fire strikes are coming out a little bit more real by Garlic as they're going to get close to their ultimate right now. Garlic taking a lot of damage. Is going to be taken down very shortly here, but is being pocketed heavily by both the healers. Buster trying to go in the front by Shadow is taking damage as well. Is down by Error. Error does take out Pills, so we do have a fair fight now. 5 versus 5 as they're back at point. Both Ryans do have Mercies on them with Valkyries. Both pop. It's going to be who's going to have the better hammer coming in here as Grab does get coming back. Oh, that is bending out, and Ink does come in for defense just in case. And that's exactly what they need as Desperados does get taken down. This is great coming out for the defending team.
Yeah, you know, Desperados there kind of got cut off again. And like I was saying in the last push, if you take that right side, you kind of cut off reinforcements. And so they just waited, took their time, got one pick and waited for reinforcements to come back when they got picked. And eventually they outnumbered the defense and just kind of pushed in, standard play. Now both sides here are going to have plenty of ultimates to defend here, and both sides having these grab combos potentially coming out. So this defense, I think, has an opportunity to hold a little bit longer than the last one.
Historically, Error has a little bit better job of going ahead and landing those twin dragons popping out. That was a good way to go ahead and combo that in there as the dragons does come out. But the trance, it was defensive enough for it to take no damage whatsoever. Great job coming out by the defending team. As they go into it once more, Shadow into triple kill. That's so close into the quad. As they do get cleaned up, this is a twin dragon to separate the rest of the team, but it's not enough. They're gonna go ahead and be able to go cap that point, and this is gonna be more time for the attacking team.
Uh-oh, there's a little bit of a danger there. Graviton off on the front side there. You know, they do have a chance to defend this though, Muppins.
We do. Error checking a little bit more. He's ready to go ahead and get close to his ultimate once again. Doing a great job, just trying to get taken down by Pills. It's a great switch instead of doing a Zarya into more of a diva. That gives him a little bit more agility, kind of getting around this map to go ahead and take them out just a little bit quicker.
So really what happened there was the hammer down from Budget basically took Hanzo out of the fight on defense there. And as a result, they couldn't get the grab combo out. They swapped to Diva really quickly just to make sure they could get back on point. And now, so they basically threw away their Graviton Surge at that point. Now he's back onto it though, because they know grab is really what they're going to need to win this fight in the long run.
With Core Reprise going there just a little bit more, we do have Desperados trying to defend off that. It's going to be enough to go ahead and get a timer a little bit more even, or even hold them completely. As we do see Core Reprise turning in there as Butcher's doing a great job trying to get his ultimate. He does have the ultimate ready. We'll see if that goes in combos, but takes down very quickly by Garlic. Hill's doing a great job to go ahead and get a little bit more defensive by Core Reprise as they go ahead and try to push back Desperados just a little bit more. I think they're going to go ahead and push them back. Enough is what they need.
Right, but the offense here has built up most of their ultimates now, and they do have Zarya sitting here at 82%, so we're looking at a 6 ult offense. And remember, Pill swapped to that Diva, swap back to that Zarya, because he knows he needs that grab, but he has not built it quite fast enough, and so they might just run him over before he even gets a chance to use it.
Well, them coming in pretty hot here. We do have Core Reprise trying to get back onto the attacking. They do have a little bit stronger of an ult economy coming into this next point. Garlic is starting to take a little bit of damage, especially with the Discord Orb on him. The Twin Dragon's already coming out there as well, but it ain't going and popping off to the double trans bull by both teams at the defensive. The Go has popped his ult as well. The Twin Dragons was enough for them to take that down. Error doing a great job pairing that into the Zarya ult as they're going to go ahead and bear down to the Smitty and to the Battle Mercies in the sky. But it's not going to be enough as Prayer tries to go and stall it for the team to get back on the point. It's not going to be enough as it gets slightly slayed by Smitty herself, getting taken down very quickly. They go ahead and push to the spawn. It's going to be enough for them to go ahead and hold this back as the contestants hold back for the main. Trying as Ultra goes back in there, and that's a great job with this charge coming in. But C trying to do a little bit more damage as Eric gets the kills off, and with the double by Shadow, I think there's no contest really for the defending team as Goal Reprise does take the point.
They almost had a chance there, Muppins, when Garlic Bread got that smash on Mercy. I mean, that was an amazing targeted play there. I hope it was targeted anyway. You know, sometimes then when you're on defense and you're doing these stall plays, you just kind of charge into the point. You hope you hit somebody. So maybe it was one of those. But, you know, I'm going to give him some more credit than that. So essentially, what was interesting there on the defense side is, you know, throwing out those ults. Ultra knew Pills wasn't going to get his Graviton Surge, so he popped that Dragon really early because, you know, he knew things were coming in. The bad times were heading their way. So that was a good heads-up play. But Galaxy also tried to get the res there with Pray for GG's Transcendence up, but there was nothing doing there. Core Reprise, you know, just kind of getting run over there with their 2 support ultimates. You know, if only those support ultimates came out just a little bit earlier when there were more people to use them on. Yeah, it would have been a little bit better, I think.
Well, then we have Ultra going into more of a Hanzo play. They're doing a double sniper as well as what we saw the previous defending team doing. So with the additional damage that they're going to have in the back line, especially with Praise getting a delay on those Discords, I think they're going to try to stop him early, but I like seeing Error coming out with a Sombra. We'll see what tricky play is going to come out from that.
5,
Yeah, I think he was thinking about it last time, and this time now I think they're gonna. Yeah, they're going Widow. Yeah, it's gonna try to be a Widow battle here. I think that this is pretty good play in general, especially after you saw what happened last time. It was just a really long extended play. This just gives you another weapon, so you can try to get a pick earlier on.
Siege playing a strong Zarya. Wow, great open coming out by the Desperados. Not Desperados. Apologies. So this is just going to be a cleanup by the team so that they can go ahead and just finish off the rest of Desperados themselves with the charge coming in there. Praise is trying to go ahead and land a couple of those orbs, get his ult a little bit more, but it's not really working out too good for him.
Yeah, and, basically what that is the fight's over before it's begun. You got Error, just takes out a player, Ananke takes out a player. You're already 6v4 at that point. You just push in, you win. But Ultra there actually had a chance to kind of get a few picks on his own too, hold them off. No team's really sitting on any close to ultimate charge because that was just such a quick fight. So I think we're going to be looking at kind of an economy push here and then a guaranteed other push. Look at these Zarya's ults too, Muppins. We're not even at 50% yet.
Yeah, they just capped it way too early as Reprise just took it in there for him. So pushing back just a little bit more. Butcher taking very much a good amount of damage. He's very close to his ultimate though. They should be able to use this coming up to this next fight, but this gets taken down by Garlic. What a great job by Desperados kind of coming into this next point. Just slowly picking it off. That's exactly what they needed to do. As Pill's trying to get up a little bit higher. Is it going to be enough for them? Not really, but Ultra doing a great job taking down Shadow and picking off the back line themselves.
So they swapped over to this Tracer here, which basically put enough pressure on the Budgester that he really just couldn't get through the door. He's just getting shot in the back there. It's interesting here. There might be a chance here for Error to kind of hit this Tracer, though. Without a Widow, really, to contest it, I think everyone on the defense here is just going to try to hold some angles. Try to make sure that Widow does not, get that angle on them and basically, again, end the fight before it even begins.
There it is. Good connect coming out by Budget as he does take down 2. Shadow has an opportunity to go ahead and take a little bit more down coming out from Desperados as they can do put onto this point. Is it enough with the grab coming out as well? But a good defense coming out by Prey GGs. That's enough for them to go ahead and stall out just a little bit longer onto the point, but it's not enough. As we do see Reprise taking the prize into this win on this second point.
There's a chance to regroup here and push in, but Budgeter is actually out of the fight at this point, so it's a 6v5.
Oh, they clutch came out there, but Garlic did miss that, but even a better fire strike, so missing that ult. The trance already coming out as well once more by Anke, but it's enough to go and sustain that as Budget takes down 2 more of Desperados. It's going to be enough with the res in the back. That's going to give him enough to go ahead and put a little bit more pressure on the point with the Mora change by Prey. It's going to be enough to sustain this rest of the team. He is high on there. Ultra trying to get off a little bit more damage, getting close to that, but no, that's the team for Reprise.
You want to talk about a very interesting play that last push? Look at Error as he stands in the Dragon Strike and still gets a shot off there to actually get, finish off. He didn't really finish off a target, but he did enough damage that they were able to finish off some targets there. Then he got rezzed, so it was more mana efficient to res you there, as we used to say back in the World of Warcraft days. Sometimes you just let people die and push the res button. You get a little bit faster healing that way. So, Error, what a heads up play there, Muffins. It's so, wow, counterintuitive for sure.
At least we're still sticking within Blizzard, so I feel like that was completely appropriate, and I really enjoyed it too because those were the good old days.
The good old days, yeah. Well, the good old days are coming back with the WoW Classic. It's just like certain brand names classics that came back out one time after they had new certain brand name that I don't want to say on stream. It's almost like it was a marketing ploy just to get rid of the classic all at the beginning together. Yeah, I don't know. Cynicism. Oh.
And Dwayne Queen, go right. So Ultra coming back into the Pharah. I'm really gonna like seeing this, especially with Error going. He's playing a great job into a sniping role, and that's exactly what we need to see to go ahead and take down a little bit more of Desperados. But on the Switch side, with the double sniper now coming out by Ultra and Wolf on Desperados, I think it might be enough to contest against Reprise. We'll go ahead and see what happens here.
Should be interesting. The double sniper on offense, same deal as last time. It's pretty much the mirror match of the century. Who gets the first pick, Muppins here? My bet's on the offense. Well, too late.
Well, yeah, there we go. Got to predict that one, though, still. Wolfer doing a great job going to take down Shadow. Already burnt with the res. They're going to go ahead and try to push the point just a little bit harder, with Garlic doing some significant damage, but taking enough damage himself as well. Oh, we do have Wolfer trying to go in the back to get some picks off on the back line of the defending team, and it was enough, so Ultra goes ahead and takes him down instead. So out of position, Siege is going to be taking significant amount of damage and be taken out with Anke as well, falling very suitly. So this is not going to be a win by them, as Desecrated Bray with a double. What a great job by the attacking team.
Yeah, it's going to give Prey a little bit more ult charge there that actually might make a pretty big difference here on this next push. They have 36 seconds as the time to beat here, which means they just need to cap this final point with any amount of time on the clock. Even overtime would work for that. So they're in a pretty good position here to just kind of build a grab ult and play it safe, or try to go all out and get a massive amount of time on the clock. This is the play that's going to determine what they do here.
With Garlic already up front here, the great job coming out by Pills to go ahead and support his team. Of the Twin Dragons already coming out with a diagonal. 45 degrees. Budget taking a bit of damage as Shadow's trying to go ahead and get the shots off. He does land both of those. We're going to go ahead and see that Anke is being kind of pushed back. But no, a little bit more by Prey GG's as it does get taken down. Zarya a little bit now out of place in position. Pills does need to back up just a little bit more and reset with the team. Are they going to chase? It does look like they're trying to chase, but it's going to be contested coming back with the attacking team as their budget now a little bit more overextended. Bubbles to get out as Air does take down the kill on Galaxy.
Yeah, when I see Dive coming into on the defense there, I know they've kind of reset their ults. My first thought is just do economy. Just don't really use too many ults. Get your grab and pull combo. I think Ultra's ult might have been a misplay in that case, but he did use it a little bit earlier, maybe thinking he's going to win there. Now they've swapped onto Wolfer to kind of do this, Wolfer onto this Brigida, to kind of do this anti-dive. I think they still have one more economy push here because Ultra does need to build his ultimate.
Yeah, they have a lot of heals coming out already by Desperados. They push onto this point. Error still doing a great job with the damage boosting back. It's just going to take a body shot to take down some of those healers in the back line. So we'll see how they fare as they does get taken down pretty early. Ultra not able to go ahead and get plus Ultra at all. This nice tide maneuver coming out by Desperados on the left side. Just enough they're going to try to drop onto point and go ahead and contest it that way. Zenyatta, they do carry a lot of high ground with the translator coming out as well into that back end. We do see them trying to push back and get out. They need to go ahead and fall into the ground, which they do as Siege gets out. Siege is going to be low as well, trying to retreat off that, but no. Desperados themselves needs to go ahead and retreat themselves because they're not going to be able to go ahead and contest that at all.
So you're already down Hanzo. I think you might just want to jump off the edge there. I mean, we already see Pills jumping off the edge. If the whole team just kind of jumped off the edge on that Hanzo pick, we would have already been talking about the next push, and they might have even had an additional push after that. But the good news is, in spite of Pray for GG's using his Transcendence there, again, you already had 5 people, and Mercy was already down. Maybe not the best play, but they do have the combo coming up. So I think that's what they have to be. That's just what they have to base it on. So question is, does it get eaten?
Does it get eaten? Who is going to go to the buffet and absorb all those ults that they're throwing out there? As Desperados needs to go ahead and push up a little bit here with 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to need some desperate moves. So, Brigida already on top. They're trying to take down the Winston. Budget does have a clutch moment to get into his ult. Is he going to make it? He does get out of a position so that he can get dropped back down in and take some damage onto Ultra, kind of mitigating some of that damage and pushing the backline off a little bit. But a great trans coming in here as well. Go and defend that against him with the Twin Dragons as well. Crossing streams and 2 different Giant Dragon X on the field. It's a little bit better coming out for the defending team as they take down the rest of Desperados. That's exactly what they needed to do in a perfect execution.
So basically the Brigida got an amazing stun there, so there really wasn't an opportunity for them to eat any of those ultimates. Typically, when you're running D.Va, you know, if you miss the grab, you know the Hanzo where he is, and if he's too close to you, you're gonna get that eat. But in this case, not so. Definitely not so. So, great job on Shadowism here. Also, look at his positioning there on this play of the game at the end. You know, he's kind of behind the point there. And actually, their whole team was in a position where they just wouldn't get hit into grabs. And that's one of the advantages of running dive. Only 2 people got caught in a grab while defending a point. I mean, you don't see that too often.
Well, Core Reprise actually held that defensively very well. They all decided to go ahead and take a high point. So that gave them the advantage because they knew that they're going to try to come into the ground with that grab, like you said. But they ended up... They came around the left side instead onto kind of the conveyor belt of platforms just kind of rolling around. So Desperados, they really try to play in, like you said, neatly, but that early pick coming out by Hanzo on the defending team really what sealed the deal because they didn't have enough sustaining heal to go ahead and take the rest of that point.
Yeah, I don't think they're Brigida. Did she get up to? She might not have even gotten up to a rally there, which it's actually kind of surprising. There's about 2.5 minutes of Brigida play, so kind of difficult. It just kind of shows how quickly the team was kind of picked off in the back, and Brigida just didn't have an opportunity to really do much. I mean, she did get that bash, so that was good. The Brigida, very powerful character when it comes to that. But now looks like we're going to be moving into Ilios. So we're going to do our King of the Hill match, and with core Reprise up 2-0, Desperados looking like they're going to be on the back foot here.
Well, on the back foot, but hey, that's what we like to see, because we're going to vote for the underdogs. At least I am, because that's what I really want to see win here, especially since they've just kind of got smashed in those 2 first rounds. Let's see how they go ahead and turn it back around. Mentality-wise, they're going to go ahead and really need to be there and be focused. So with Ilios, we're going to be taking a real quick break as we go into the next match.
Drink, think deeply as I sink. Finally, someplace I found peace in the dark of night. Tabletops counters in the early hours. Stone cold inside. Banging drop stanzas, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people.
As we're going back into Ilios after that quick momentarily break, we'll go ahead and see how this is going to happen. Core Reprise once more against Desperados as a best of 5. We'll see, because this is going to be really the determining match to see what happens next.
Definitely is. This could be it for Desperados, but Ilios going to provide some interesting opportunities here. I think one of the things we might see here is the Widow battle on the Ruins. I think that's going to be ultimately the deciding factor. And right now, Core Reprise is kind of on top of that. Error just absolutely popping off on both sides, on offense and defense. And now there isn't offense or defense, kind of a more even playing field. And that definitely does not work in the favor of Desperados. So the question really isn't Ruins. Let's say Ruins is just a free win for Core Reprise. I'd say the question is just more along the lines of which dive ends up being better, or which Orisa Hog ends up being better. We haven't really seen much Orisa Hog here, so if we do end up seeing that on the well, that could be Desperados' chance to kind of outplay Core Reprise here and put a win on the board.
I hope they do put a win on the board, but we want to keep on casting and see what's going to happen here. This is very intense, high level, next level gameplay. We'll definitely see what happens on the Ruins. Like I said, if we have double snipers kind of fighting back and forth, but I'm really hoping for just a double dive at this point. This is, I mean, if they take high ground, they're going to have an advantage going back in.
So 2 strategies here. One is run Lucio and try to just hold the point. and one is run and hold the point with Ryan Zarya rather, and one is to play dive and of course try to get a little more pressure on the Widow. So your choices here are just leave Widow uncontested, try to win the Widow and win the Widow battle yourself, or leave the point less contested, basically. I have a feeling though this Lucio is going to go away. It's going to go right to the Mercy, of course, because you don't run Ryan Zarya with Lucio. We don't see the Moira there, which is what we would see if we were going to run the Lucio comp. So hopefully they get to point a little quickly there and are able to brawl it out here against this dive composition.
But Brawl, there you go. Your prediction did come in accurately with the Galaxy going into a Mercy instead. Kind of looking at these ships passing by, they're going to go ahead and see and spectate with us as they do get the early kill already. Budget's here taking massive amounts of damage as well, as a great job coming out by Desperados as they go ahead and push back on the team of Reprise just a little bit farther and push them back into the ruins. That's what they needed to do.
Ultra kind of pulling a quick kill there into an unresable Shadow. And now they're just switching right to this Super Brawl comp. They aren't even going to keep the Widow here. So basically the idea here now is you go triple tank, triple heal. Widow just doesn't have any good targets now. And hopefully you can just brawl them out on the point.
Brawl, let's hope we see some Super Smash Hero Brawl before coming in here, trying to cross that over as Wolford does a great job finally popping out by Desperados. That's exactly what they needed to do. The runes looks like it is their map, but error, finding no error in the kill on Garlic because it's just a little bit more of extended. Pills needs to retreat. Are they taking heavy damage as well? They're going to try to fall into that, but the Twin Dragons, the Dragon Strike comes out pretty hard, but error once more, just kind of pushing it back just a little bit over and over again. Desperados desperately needs to go ahead and reset once more. They're not going to be able to contest this point fully as Reprise does go ahead and push forward just a little bit more. High charge coming out by Siege. Siege with a beam of power. Ultra trying to get out of there, but not enough as Butcher does get this hammer straight to the face. The Garlic needs to retreat as well. It's not enough. Siege doing a great job. Pills once more. They're retreating again, and they're pushing straight back to their spawn. What an aggression play coming out by Reprise.
I don't care if you're the best Widow in the world. You really can't do too much against this triple tank, triple heal comp. There's a few opportunities you might have to kind of shoot some of the healers, but Lucio's moving around super fast. Moira's got her fade and usually is right behind that line, and everyone else has got a shield or a million health. It might be time for Wolfer to swap off here.
We're trying to fight into close quarters, but a good grab does come out as well. We do have Widow trying to take a little bit more damage, well, as we do get D.Va already out of mech. She's starting to take significant damage herself, as Shadowism is kind of on the ground shooting around, but it's enough, as we do see Desperados kind of taking up the kills and cleaning it up. Siege out of position, now being taken down and hammered as well. Smitty, where are you? Getting chased around by the rest of Desperados. And that's a good point. They take it right back. This is just a trade of point versus point.
So I stand corrected. Wolfer did a great job there of holding some damage in there, but I think it might have been due to a little bit of a positioning error there from the other team there. It's a little bit sketchy when you're that close to the group, especially when you know there's a Zarya ult coming.
Budget coming in here with the Twin Dragon separating the team, doing a great job. Great Dragon Strike coming out. Garlic going to use that with the oh, there comes the ult. Wow, let's see if that does land into it with a good cleanup coming in by Shadow with the doubles. As Garlic does try to take the kill out, he does get taken down himself. Wolf from the back still trying to get off those headshots. Not enough as Pills does try to go for a reset, but gets reset herself with a hammer to the face.
Yeah, and that's just the case where I think they should have done that in the first place. If they just kind of play, you don't play a little open, you don't play open here, but playing up in this corner, just is a little dangerous. Yes, you want to be out of Widow's line of sight. You don't want to get any picks here, but there are plenty of other places you can stand to do that. So I do. This is a mixed feeling here on this position, but now look, he's off the Widow now, so now this positioning actually becomes a little bit better for them.
A little bit better, and hopefully a little bit more cohesive as well. We do have there with Wolfer with going more into a shield break. Is that exactly what they're going to need? Ultra already takes down Shadow out of the point, but a great grab already coming out as well by Desperados. Are they going to be able to make it? No, not enough damage to sustain that, but was enough to go ahead and turn it back around as we do see the little bouncing bombs on the field. Siege does need to go into a retreat as she gets taken down with Shadow going back into the mech. This is going to be a stall, but not a good enough stall. To get to a 99%, it was worth it as Shadow slowly gets taken down.
Oh man, if I was D.Va, I probably would have tried to get off point there. Now D.Va has a 12-second res due to basically being being on the point during overtime. So that might not be enough time for her to actually regroup here. It's going to be pretty close, or they're just not going to give him too much time. Now it's basically all up to the Junkrat here to just try to hold him off the point.
Wolfer going into
Oh,
a
there
good
it
triple
is.
kill. That's exactly what they needed. And Desperado is going to go and clean that up. Let's go and see that just one more time. A great kill coming out by Desperado Wolfer.
I think it just was positional errors, really. That's the name of the game here. And so Desperados were just able to capitalize on core Reprise being in these kind of tight spaces when they had the grabs. I would understand using, maybe not really reading the Graviton Surge. Maybe they really didn't read that those ults were being built so fast. But in any case, that map's over. Definitely did not go the way I anticipated it, because I was anticipating, again, more of a Widow battle there. So this is definitely Desperado's chance to come back. This map going to be about Pharah, so they'll have plenty of chance here to definitely show they have the aerial superiority.
This is just fun to watch because we see Aaron and Wolfer almost going to the same heroes every single time. Now into a dual McCree. I was really kind of hoping for Aaron to stay into a Hanzo because he's been doing such a great job. We'll see what happens as Reprise does take a little bit more to an even symmetrical map here and just try to fight back onto the point with a dueling Pharah.
We'll definitely have to see what happens here. McCree is a very interesting pick here. Definitely a chance to counteract either of these Pharahs.
Well, with the damage already coming out pretty hot by Garlic, getting shut off on error. Maybe that might be error. He might want to go ahead and change back off. We're going to see what happens there. But Ultra trying to stay in high into the sky. With Shadow doing a bunch of damage as well. Budget being close to being taken out. But not enough is getting to retreat there. And Shadow gets taken out by a Wolfer, doing a great job with the DPS. Shooting that back into the sky. We see a reset coming out. But Budget trying to go ahead and push a little bit more farther into the point, as we do see a steady Desperados as they go ahead and defend the rest of this. And it's just Ultra into the sky with the DPS as well, coming out by the far Mercy. We do see Shadow trying to get those rockets off, just not enough, as Pills does take the pill and show it right back at him and takes him back down.
It looks like there's just a little bit of some miscommunication here. Core Reprise not really getting this regroup together, and now it's starting to kick them in the butt because the ultimates are going to be coming out from the other side here. Desperados has the hammer down. Pills sitting a little bit closer to grab. I don't know. This might be a little dicey.
Ultra trying to get those shots off. Both Pharahs are just kind of ignoring each other in the sky and trying to take down the teammates that are down below them. Budget really close up and personal with it does get the connect out on one, which is very important by Pills getting taken down and already having her ult. That's a good choice for them as Wolf does get slowly taken out, but no, says I'm not going to be taken down. And he does get a little bit of a disadvantage coming out by Desperados because they need to desperately go ahead and clean up the far Mercy that's quickly just taking them out. Galaxy tries to sustain the team, but Galaxy needs to retreat because she's being taken down herself. But she tries to find the point. It's not worth it.
Oh man, Pills got caught out of position there. He was on the side of the Reinhardt shield, had no way out, and Budgester watched and made sure that Zarya bubble was gone before he hit that hammer down. So once the Zarya bubble was used, he basically just capitalized on that positioning. That meant that Pills couldn't use the Graviton Surge to try to hold that point with their ult advantage, and now they don't have the ult advantage. Both teams sitting pretty much evenly now.
Sitting dead even as they're trying to get a little bit out there with the fire dust going on. Here we see a barrage. Ordinance to strike dual barrage as they turn around and try to get the rest of the enemy team. Both of them taking down a significant amount of teammates. 3 versus 3 still at this point. There's going to be far versus far to see who can take them down to go ahead and sustain the rest of this fight. Ultra doing a lot of damage onto the Shadow as he tries to get around there. Being damage boost, but it's not enough as Ultra does take down the kill. Anke is the only one left on point and slowly getting clustered by the rest of the enemy team of Desperados. It gets taken out really quickly.
That fight was won based on where it was initiated. Basically, it was closer to the red side than the blue side, so basically closer to Desperados. So that basically meant that Garlic Bread could charge right back on the point, whereas Budgester had a little bit more distance to go. Another interesting thing about that, both Pharahs couldn't see each other during their barrages, so the Pharah Mercies basically had no opportunity to outplay each other with the ultimate. And now we're sitting at basically back to those even ultimates here.
He's trying to go in there, just push up a little bit onto Desperados, but I don't think it's going to be enough as we do see Ultra putting the heavy damage on there with a high noon already. It did get used out. His error's going to be a little bit better. We do see the Desperados trying to come around the right side here, but a good flank coming out by Reprise as well, trying to get those kills off. Error trying to push up a little bit more, but does get taken down. So was used out of there. What a great pin coming out there and a great shatter. Let's go and watch that again as that fire strike cleans up the rest of the team as Desperados does hit the point. This is what they needed.
Yeah, they're back in the game with this win for sure. Definitely the momentum shift that they needed so that they can go into this and hopefully just get the reverse sweep going here. And there were a couple great ways they did it, and one of those ways is that Wolfer here, you know, just had this ultimate there and just basically denies any chance here of them coming back. And again, it was probably because that D.Va just got killed and had the 12-second res versus the 8-second res, like getting killed in overtime. Could have definitely walked off that point there and let them have it. So something you got to think about, folks. You know, I talk about overtime time a lot because it does impact the game quite a bit. You got to be careful. Pay attention to whether you should be staying on that point and holding off or trying to reset and not get that long res.
Long res is just so imperative to the team, especially when they're trying to come back and just clutchly get in there. But it was a great job. As far as Desperados is concerned, I think they really turned it around, and that's exactly what they needed.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And now they get to go on to the next map, which is Junkertown. And once again, this does provide an opportunity for some different compositions to shine. You can have Bastions on the pirate ship. We've seen especially popular having this one healer comp and having up to two or three tanks. That just including that Roadhog, so you get a little bit of self-healing there since you're down to one healer. And so these are, again, opportunities for Desperados if they're losing the kind of, the Widow one-on-one battle here with errors popping off again the way he was before. Now they can just maybe use Bastion. Maybe Bastion just kind of counteracts what core Reprise is used to, or even maybe I hate to say it. I'm gonna say a bad word here, Muppins. A May on defense here.
Oh no, children! Put your earmuffs on. It's earmuff time. As we know, that is probably one of the dangerous words that we hear in Overwatch used over and over again. But you know what? I think it's got to be exciting to see, because more than likely we might see a pirate ship, as we know is just a Bastion hull with a static shield up front on the payload. If that's going to happen, and it's going to happen, a really good way to counter out that is just by either going dive or going into a May. Why not? Let's just do it.
If only we could be so lucky. I know a lot of teams aren't really practicing that May in the current meta, but because she will be coming into the next patch as a little bit more of a stronger hero without that fall-off damage, some teams have done a little bit of practice. They're experimenting a little on some of the maps where they have those close quarters. But yeah, I'm skeptical we'll see her, but I'm hoping. Now, one other thing about Junkertown, definitely want to kind of talk about here is whether you attack first or second. I think that there is actually a little bit of merit in attacking first and kind of bringing out that Bastion as the first play instead of the second play. What do you think, Muppins?
Well, I think if they brought it out to the second play, it'd just be a little bit too close quarter, especially with having so many different elevations, especially with the ramps, and we also do have the high ground. We do have lots of corners, lots of little choke points, so really not too viable unless they're just steamrolling at that point. And if that was the case, then we would see that would really come into their advantage. But like you said, with the first being such an open area and such a long haul just to get to the doors of Junkertown, it's just a lot more viable and just an easier way to go ahead and set into the motion of that first point itself.
For sure, Muppins here. And looks like we're going to start up the map and see just what happens. It looks like it does look like, what was it? Which side did they pick? They picked, Core Reprise did pick, and they picked attack first. And gotta wonder if they're listening there. We saw a little bit of a May flash there from Anake.
Well, May flash, I mean, hopefully they stick with it. You never know. But I said, with the Roadhog coming out here, I do see a Doomfist as well. It's going to be interesting of really how they want to play into either strategy, because these are both going to be pretty viable. More of a dive or getting into a backline comp versus a really sustaining comp, when I was just like these meaty tanks. Also, with their Ultra's anticipating a shield busting technique, so maybe that might come out there as well. Anke going into the May, that's probably just a fun pick right there, Tor. But we'll see. There's a lot of switch ups going around, because I think they're just having fun of seeing what the next strategy they want to run into this map.
Well, Torb is definitely someone you want to run in the beginning of this map before the gates open, so that you can say bingo a lot. It's the bingo meta, Muppins.
Bingo.
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 We're not Torbjorns here. We are but common folk doing our common folk casting here. So yeah, this is a little bit of a cheeky thing that most teams have started to adopt every now and then. So one of the tricks here, by the way, if you're on the offense, just throw a sonic arrow at that wall. You'll see them coming there. They're definitely not in a position where they'd be out of that sonic arrow. But they choose not to do that. Let's see what happens.
Kind of sitting close to the flank on the left here. Desperados is setting that up, and a great job coming out by Wolfer already. We do have Shadow on top trying to lay down a little bit of extra damage, but Wolfer's doing a great job just keeping the sustained pressure on the rest of Reprise themselves, and they did exactly what they needed. They got a little bit of their ult charge, and they're going to go ahead and back it up and just keep it into a safe position.
Yeah, it's worth a good 20 seconds when you do that, and it ends up being successful. And that's what it is.
Oh, great job that they did themselves, and I think this is a great kind of switch up too. Gallic really holding defensively back, but Donkey into a Bastion. This is exactly what they needed to go into a very far range gameplay itself. They know they're very tanky, and Bastion is just gonna be able to go ahead and recur up to that his ult a little bit faster as they pushed into that great trade-off coming out by both Pills and by Siege. As they're taking down, Siege is a little bit more coming aggressive, trying to push back Pills into that last section, but there's another thing that does come off. The one, they say the one who loses is the one that go ahead and pops his healing a little bit early, but you know, they was able to stay and sustain and get out.
Not a shield here. The defense is definitely at a disadvantage. The offense will just quickly reclaim that shield, but they're going to push the payload a little bit further forward. Still about even though on ultimates here. Well, this Bastion is just not really being that effective at the moment.
They're trying to set up, but it's not really working because the shield keeps going down pretty quickly. Great job coming out by Desperados. But as we do see the ult coming out by Junkrat, we'll see if it does land, and it does connect. But a great job by Desperados as they push back Reprise just a little bit more. But even better, coming out by Pills into that double as he just goes and cleans up the back line. We do see a retreat coming out by Reprise.
Yeah, now they're switching on to the Zenyatta here, and they're getting off that Bastion. I just really think that they didn't have an opportunity to set it up very well. When they lost their Orisa shield, they really lost the ability to set up that Bastion. So it was a good trade on the defense's part. And now we're in more traditional comps here. Junkrat might be a little tricky to play here. I think there's some opportunities here. Look at this flank coming up here.
Oh, it's coming out as Aaron's trying to get around that corner there, as well as Shadow with the Dragon Strike coming out as well. It's around there. Great defense coming out by Prey and Galaxy into the high Valkyrie as well. We just see them trying to dish back damage once again, 5 versus 5, but they didn't contested fight as Ultra does damage boost as well. With the Bongos already down on the ground, we do see Desperados trying to get a little bit more damage out there. The Siege is taken down as well, with Aaron in the back trying to keep down the back line is not enough as they get pushed back. Reprise is going to have to go into a retreat once more.
Yeah, they got through the first couple shields there, and it looked like Arrow might have had some chances to get some shots off, but the angle was just a little bit weird. There wasn't really he doesn't really have a high ground he can stand on, so there's not really any way he can get over the tanks, and just the way that this defense is positioned is just preventing Widowmaker plays.
Ooh, a great breaded cheddar cheese there. But Ultra coming out with the Junkrat once more. Let's see if it does get into the back line. He's kind of moving around. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it to connect. But she already went ahead and did her defense. But Praise does go ahead and clean that up once more. Let's see if they go ahead and end with the defensive, just kind of holding back a little bit longer. Can they go ahead and sustain this with less than a minute left on the point? They do a 5 versus 5 at this point. And Siege does take it down, but the rest does come back in. So they're still at a 5 versus 5 with the trickle coming in by Reprise. Eric's trying to go ahead and get a little bit more kills as Pills is starting to take a massive amounts of damage and taking down, especially when you have a whole hog ready to go. We do see Siege ready as well with the higher ult economy coming up in Reprise. They're going to be able to take down the rest of Desperados as they push it to the door. We're going to see Angst just taken down. It's not going to be enough as they do swipe and clean the rest of the house up from Desperados.
Well, the hook accuracy on Siege here is just absolutely insane. He got this Zenyatta hook on Pray for GG's basically behind a just barely destroyed shield. I mean, oh wow. That pretty much set up everything else there too. I think there was actually some opportunity there with Discord, or they might have been able to hold that on defense. Again, just came down to shields.
Well, Error doing a great job finding no error within her own gameplay, just doing a lot of shots off. We do have a high ground hold by Desperados. I don't know if it's going to be enough for them, especially when switching back into Pills going into Zarya. A lot of damage already coming out, especially when they're trying to push them back just a little bit more. Anke taking a lot of damage, and Shadow as well. But enough as they do go into a Bongo. There we go, as Shadow gets off the shots. Great job coming in with the Twin Dragons as well, as Dragon Strike just kind of separating the team. Bill's doing a fantastic job cleaning that up, but not enough as the 5 versus 5 is staying sustained on the field. Galaxy trying to do a little bit more, but not enough, as Desperados is once more going to have to reset. I think this is going to be a point straight for Reprise.
Yeah, they switched off to this Ryan Zarya. It might be in preparation just to hold point 3. They might just be kind of throwing away point 2 here and using this as an economy push. And as a result, they came up against 5 ultimates there, which they just really didn't do too well against, as you might expect. So it's time to see the Widow here on the offense. Definitely some great opportunities here on this next point, I think, for Widow to get some good picks through this defense.
Well, Wolfer and a Tracer, and she did get early death there, but we'll go ahead and see if she can get back into the back line, maybe take down Anke a little bit, maybe a little bit of error as well, because that's really what's doing the pressure against Desperados, as we do see a fair little bit of fire coming out of there. That's exactly what they need. Oh, not again, Wolfer. We'll see what they can go ahead and push back just a little bit more with the whole hog kind of pushing back the rest of Desperados. Is it enough to go ahead and sustain in there as Barchester does get taken down on for pills? We do have GGs in the back just trying to put on those steady discords, but it's not enough as they slowly get taken down by Reprise. And this is just a slow trickle already coming out by Desperados once more.
This Widow is just uncontested, and the damage, even though you don't see her on the kill feed 100%, the damage coming out is just unsustainable. There's no way for them to really deal with this, and the shields aren't helping because she's just shooting over the shield. So now...
Oh, good.
Even.
Yeah, good penalty chance coming in the back. There was a Twin Dragons as well, switching back and forth. That's great coming out by Reprise as they go ahead and defend off that point. But just to go ahead and sustain that. Oh, great connect as two do get taken down. But Reinhardt just gets taken down right in return, as they're not going to be able to hold that off as Reprise slowly pushes that payload to victory. Wolfer gets taken down once more.
Oh man, it's going to be a little bit of a interesting cleanup here. There's Mercy flying around. Galaxy, come on, man. Can you stay there forever? Oh, look at that.
Ooh, going into a jump with Garlic back under points to the Reinhardt, but I think this is just too strong of a trickle game. If Ultra can get off a pick or two, that might be exactly what they're needing, but no, he's taken down with a whole hog. It's almost the entire enemy team. The Reprise is almost on fire. Wolfer with a great pulse bomb finally, but they don't have enough, as it's almost a team kill. Pills just can't do it. That's the last meter that they gotta go, and they took it.
Yeah, you know, they did get 2 kills there on that push, so there was actually pretty much a very valiant attempt there for them to hold it. But again, you just got Widow raining down on you. You have no way up there. I would have... the Ryan Zarya, I think, was the problem there. You know, it just really wasn't working out on point 2. It wasn't working out on point 3. There are definitely opportunities for you to switch onto some kind of dive there, especially when you're really having trouble with that Widow. So now, this time, you know, in Junkertown, almost any time is good, but having over a minute on the clock can definitely play in your favor. There's some great opportunities to stall throughout the map. If they can hold this to overtime, though, it's not going to make a difference. It is payload, so just have to get to the end here. If I'm sitting on Desperados right now, my goal is just cross my fingers, hope to get to the end here. Just play it safe and slow. Oh, one other thing to call out, Muppins, the Graviton Surge combo on that last push there. It went out, the grab went out, but it was just too far away for that dragon to really reach it.
A little bit too far away. We'll go see. I mean, it didn't reach out, but it did a great job as Wolfer did try to get in the back with the Tracer. I don't know if it was enough for them to really kind of pick that out, but they had a hard time kind of fighting against Era. Era was doing a good job kind of keeping them at bay. Just said, hey, you're not going to be diving my back line. I'm going to go ahead and sustain this and keep my team alive.
Yeah, I think a lot's going to lie on Wolfer's shoulders, especially with the way this offense is set up with this Ryan Zarya combo. They might just be going for more of a safe combination here, where they just try to push in at some angle where the Widow's not going to be able to shoot him, where Era just can't maximize his damage, and just they know they're going to lose some fights here with this combo against what they're against here. You know, with this Rissa Hog being very difficult to push through this corner. But if they build the grab combo, that's hopefully what they want to do. Just get a one and done. Grab combo, you're done point 1. Grab combo number 2, you're done with point 2, and just try to win it in overtime.
Yeah, hopefully they can do that pretty quickly there, especially with having the Wombo combos ready to go. They do have a very mobile team and mobile tanks as well. So hopefully they take that down, and Shadow kind of jumps around the field, but we do see a little bit more of Era trying to get some of those shots into the back line. Wolfer as well trying to get those shots out, but it's really going to be against the Widows who gets taken down first. But with the double defense coming out by Desperados, I think that's going to be a great play for them, as we do see Ultra already get the shot off, and with a high charge already coming out by Pills, they're going to go ahead and try to push them back just a little bit more. Are they able to go ahead and get that with the ult charge all ready to go with Ultra? is going to go ahead into a Dragon Strike early, as that does separate the team. They're going to go ahead and try to focus that off, as Desperados goes ahead and push against the rest of... Oh, good connect with the Quan! Connect on the backside there. Great job by Desperados cleaning up the rest of Reprise.
Yeah, they had a chance to defend that there, but you know, basically this offense held angles that Error couldn't take advantage of, and eventually Wolfer just kind of was holding the angle and eventually caught Error, and that was it. The Widowmaker just had pretty much no effect there. Now, on the downside of things for the offense here, though, is they did have to use some ultimates there to get through. Although they do have the grab combo coming up, I think there is a chance here for this Junkrat tire to really just kind of solidify things.
We do see it going here. Hopefully it does get into a good land, especially being so far back there. I think they're just going to try to make some room, as they already do make room, and getting a double kill already from off on Desperados. The old just didn't make it. I don't think it really landed on anything here, and it's just way too far back for them to utilize it as a good bomb.
Well, Zarya basically used her bubble, and if he didn't blow it up on her bubble, it would have already been destroyed. There wasn't really anyone else around. He didn't actually notice Pray for GG's kind of hide off in the corner there. Definitely was a missed opportunity for the tire, but what the tire did, though, is scatter the team, which allowed them to get 2 picks.
Ooh, good pull over there by Garlic, but even a great bubble coming out by Zarya themselves. As Garlic tries to get in there himself, he's really close to an ultimate again. Hopefully he can land another big shatter. They said those wombo combos exactly what they're needing here. But with the bongos already coming out as well, Shadow doing some great damage too. With Bookster trying to get a little bit more onto the point. I don't think that's enough, as they do push them back. What a great job coming out for Reprise with the Twin Dragons. But even a better defensive blow coming out by the Zarya, the Zenyatta. As we do see them getting cleaned up, that's not going to be enough for Desperados.
The Zen Mercy combo going out there, and the Dragon was once again just a little bit late or a little bit far away. One or the other. Take your pick, Muppins. But either way, it didn't really have a full connecting damage on them. And they also had already lost a lot of their people, too. So now they got to decide what they're going to do here. Are they going to have time to get another grab combo? I'm not so sure the way this defense is set up.
Ooh, Ultra trying to get those headshots once again, but we'll see if this does get another connect as Shadow goes for it. He's going pretty far, pretty wide. This is going to be long range as it does get into the land. Oh, and it does take out Wolfer. Fantastic. That was actually a really good play this time for Shadow to go ahead and get that connection, as once again, Desperados is down by 2.
This is what I mean. Look at Pills. He's sitting on 14% ult charge. If at the current rate of ult charge gathering, if my math is correct, he will be at a whopping 90% when this game ends. Gotta find another angle here that they can take to help him get some kind of damage on this enemy team.
Trying to take that down the shield pretty quick, as Garlic's holding that up pretty aggressively. But even better by Error as it gets a shot off on Wolfer, as we do see into the back. We do see a little bit more ready to go. Siege ready to go ahead and pop off into a whole hog. And he does go into that with an even better trans coming out by Prayer. But he's going to push through that and try to get above that to go ahead and find out the radius. As it was not enough, because he goes through the whole hog, just getting that only single kill in the beginning. We just see the cleanup coming out by Reprise as they push back once again from Desperados.
Once again, we have 37% on Zarya. And again, I think this is just what they're at the current rate of ult charge. Again, we're still looking at 90%. That's all she's going to get to, so they're not going to have the combo. And also, now they've gone to Junkrat, try to bust this bunker here. And I don't know if it's going to really work out too well for him. Again, it's this high ground that's causing a lot of issues here. They got to go a different direction if they want to keep this comp.
Well, they're trying to push in there, but a great job. These hooks are just coming in clutch by Siege as he keeps pulling them back up once again, over and over again. Oh, Error did drop down, I think, in air as she tries to get out of position now, try to get back to her fam. Shadow's going to do a little bit more of damage, but gets taken down herself. What a great job by the Battle Mercy flying around as Error does get taken down too. We do see Smitty trying to fly around and keep that up, but it's not enough. The sustain is coming out, especially with the defense, and then the heal is coming back out. But really quickly, Reprise is just getting taken down over and over again. It's not enough to go and sustain that. Can they get a couple more kills? As they do get Pills, is taken down. He's really close to being shot, but not enough. As Smitty's just kind of pocketing from the little lower part of the bridge. It's going to be just a flank around and a yank around as Error does take that down. Error in the back finally coming with the team, and there it is with the double. Let's see if we can go and pick off the triple for the team. That's exactly what's going to need, but Pills does catch that out, and they slowly push Desperados to the point.
So what's interesting there is actually Shadow's ult, the tire. It did get killed, but what's more important is that by using that tire, he was crowd controlled. He crowd controlled himself, unable to move, unable to do anything for 8 seconds. And during that time, Desperados just kind of pushed in. I mean, there was basically pushing in against a player down, and so they took by taking advantage of that, they were able to kind of clean up the Junkrat and just push in without really having to use many ults. And now they're looking good. They're looking to sit pretty with all their ults here.
Oh, already using into that as well. Just the Graviton already coming out pretty heavy with a great job coming about Anake as he does go ahead and keep that sustain up for the rest of his team. Reprise is doing a great job kind of defending off the rest of that. But Shadow doing a great job kind of taking down with Ultra.
And we're down missed there too. The actually kind of got hit by the Fortify. So looking brutal here. Might be a good push here.
Great push coming out by Garlic as well as he's getting once more uses hammer down already, trying to swing it away, getting a little bit more as we do see Desperados pushing closer to that point. This is getting really clutch as they need to go ahead and switch up just a little bit. By Siege going into the Roadhog, we'll see if we go ahead and get that once more, but we're not sure. They're pulling up pretty aggressive as Desperados does push the spawn point, doing Orisa. It is defensively, they're ready to use it, but is it going to be enough because they're taking a significant amount of damage with the great job coming out by Bray. Taking down Shadow before he can go and get that kill off. And Wolford in the back line once more to the trance. Let's go ahead and see it as they do clean the rest of that up. Great job by Desperados as they go ahead and seal the deal. They have just one left on the point as Berserk gets taken down. This is going to be a win for them.
It looks like they found their sea legs there at the end. It was looking dicey on that point 2 push, but again, the Junkrat just kind of an odd pick that double-edged sword, I'd say. Pray for GG's, you know, sniping that last tire there, though, was definitely an integral part in holding that off versus potentially having an absolute disaster coming in. But, you know, you can hear that Junkrat. You can hear him on your surround sound headphones. He's coming from the right. Let's just volley a right-click into there. So now, both teams about even. I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy from either of them. Both probably going to kind of stick their ground here, stick to their guns. And I think it's really anybody's game at this point. And again, remember, Desperados, the blue side here, this is their last chance, Muppins. If they don't win this, if they don't pull this off, it's over. The series is done.
Attackers incoming.
Oh, this is going to be the make it or break it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. They really need to do a full clean house in order to go ahead and make this. Let's see if they can do it with a minute left. It's going to be clutch. It's just going to be nothing but a chariot ride the entire time across the battlefield.
A chariot indeed. Probably gonna bring out. We gotta bring out some Ben-Hur references, right?
Right.
Do a little bit of a chariot race. Maybe when they pull out a double payload map someday in the future. I'm crossing my fingers. Double payloads, Muffins. We'll see it someday.
Payload race. This gotta be interesting. Well, already coming out pretty high here. Pill's trying to push back just a little bit more. Desperados is onto the payload already. They're gonna have to stay here their entire time, kind of getting pushed back. Galaxy already down, looking a little bit sad here. Coming out for Desperados as Bray's not gonna be able to hold it as well. They're gonna have to trickle back onto this point. There's only 30 seconds left as we do have Wolfer just kind of get those picks off, but it's not gonna be enough. Great job by Reprise holding this off.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left, as you said, and now they're getting a massive stagger here on the Pills potentially, but Error finding Wolfer again there too. They're going to get a little bit more push on the payload here, but I think... oh, well, is this a switch to a Bastion? No, the Bastion's been there. So, Bastion, I don't know. It might not be working here.
Shadow already gets to pick off, but oh, finally Bastion picking it out as Wolfer does get the kill as well. We do see them trying to sustain onto the point, and they're doing a great job. Good job by Desperados, but the Dragon Strike does come out and separate that, and Buster does get taken out for Garlics. So now they're starting to trade kills with the 3 versus 3, a small trickle coming out, but the Dragon Strike can return as Ultra tries to get those kills off again. He's doing a great job with the boost coming in from Mercy. Galaxy doing a great job keeping up his teammates. Prey's already going into the tank mode as he does go ahead and do some massive damage. He takes massive damage himself to get taken down as it's just an overtime battle. They're trying to trickle back onto this great change by Pills going into a Diva so that we can get there a little bit faster. And Ultra with the triple is what they needed.
Triple headshot too, and this is just the advantage of the attackers right now. They have a shorter range distance to run back, so all they need to do is really sustain on point after they lost their tanks. Now they're stuck with this dive though. They're off of, and they're on this Lucio as well. It's kind of a weaker comp against this kind of offense, or this kind of defense that we see here. Very interesting to see. Oh, Lucio actually going to switch off too, so good. Good heads up play there. He knows Lucio is not really the stronger pick here. But the ultimates are definitely in favor of the defense right now.
Well, Wolfer trying to get around the corner here to kind of do a little bit more damage. It's not really working out to him, not too advantageous when he gets back on the point. So now down one, they're going to have still a shorter spawn, like you said. As long as it's sustained to that, he's going in for it, and he does take that out with the damage boost coming out. We do have Arrow trying to take down a couple more shots in the back line. And great job as they do clean that up. Reprise is able to take the prize.
Yeah, just an ultimate advantage there on defense, which basically gave them the extra little bit that they needed to kind of hold that off real early. And now this is not too much to ask for on an offensive push here. We do see a lot of holds on that right after that second point, so I think defense still has a chance. But you know, you only have 1 point really that you have to get. I think maybe, just maybe, we'll see Error here as the chance to push things up pretty well. Is he going to be able to get these great angles here, or is he going to be a little bit shut down? This is something interesting, though. Look at this. Look at this defense comp. They actually weren't running this before. They were running the Ryan Zarya before, if I remember correctly.
This might be a little bit better for them. They can kind of hold high ground and kind of walk around. Pills does have the advantage with the self-heals. Doesn't really need to be too close to the team to go ahead and do massive amounts of damage and do enough poke and keep that sustained pressure on the enemy team. So I'm really hoping it works out really well for them. I'd like to see this go into another match so that we can see exactly how they fare out into this. But Desperados, I mean, really just got to step it up this time.
All right, well... Oh, going to Bastion now. Definitely wasn't expecting that one. You know, it is common on this map, but we saw a little bit less of it from... It didn't really work out for them before. Well, let's see what happens, Muffins.
Well, Anaki already on to getting close to the payload. They're trying to set up so that we can do a little bit of additional damage from the back line. But
it's already off the back.
Here, yeah, oh, he already switched off there, so he went back into more of a Zenyatta role that he's used to playing. God's doing a great job picking that up with Pills kind of supporting him in there. So they're trying to keep around this corner, do a little bit of defensive work, which is really good. I like to see Desperados going into here, especially Wolfer probably popping off and getting those headshots into the back line. The Siege is really trying to hold this around as he's getting a good pull out there and takes down Garlic. They're going to be pushed onto this point with almost 30 seconds left. They need to touch that payload and sit on it to go ahead and ride it into the win as they go ahead and change around their composition. Desperados defeats into the little section into the back right again.
Yeah, Garlic Bread being down is a pretty big pick here. He's going to be back just in time, but they get a lot of free space here, and they need that space for Error, so he can get a lot of room here to shoot some people.
Oh, shot. Oh, ready with Ultra. There we go. That's exactly what they needed to do to go ahead and sustain this point. Desperados finally with the double. That's actually a quad kill for Ultra as he puts that one in the bank. Once more, looking at them with the doubles. That's exactly what they needed, and I think this is what they did. They heard us because they took the win.
Ultra there, I hope that's play of the game, because basically he came around that lower side and just shot him in the back, and we're on the map 5 on his back here. We're actually gonna see Pills though. Oh, that's too bad. We need to get our replays in order here. But Pills, of course, you know, Pills had a really strong game as well, both on Zarya with this kind of play here, as well as on this Roadhog, that he was able to just get a lot of grips in there too. So it just didn't happen to be what they needed, though. They needed just, I don't know, kind of came down to just Ultra there, I think.
He sealed the deal. He did what he needed to do, and he sustained the team with the first double and then popped off. He gave him enough to get into his ultimate and use his Riptire to take out the other two. And that's exactly what they needed. So we're going into the last point here. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back with you guys.
And don't you know I'm living in shadow? Don't you know? And don't you know I fell for fools gold, I fell for fools gold. What did I know? What did I know? I fell for fools gold, I fell for fools gold. What did I know? What did I know? You were fool's gold. for love. Yes, I did it all for love. Oh, they say fools believe in it, so I guess I'm one of them. Don't you know? I fell for fools gold. I fell for fools gold. What did I know? What did I know? I fell for fools gold. I fell for fools gold. What did I know? What did I know? You were fools gold. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and get
All right, as we come back and after that quick short break, we go ahead and see into the next point here. I'm really gonna. This is the best of 5. This is the last round. You know, we do have Desperados winning 2 and Reprise winning 2. So this is the hype match of the evening. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna win?
Well, we're not going to see too much Orisa Hog on this map. We're going to see a lot of dives, and dive has kind of gone both ways in this matchup so far. So I really do think it's anybody's game. If I had to pick, if you forced me to pick a team right now, well, of course I'd say no, I'm not picking a team, right? No, but no, if you forced me to pick a team, I'd kind of put it on the side of Desperados at this point, mainly because right now they've got the momentum, and it does look like the core Reprise here is a little bit shaken. They looked a little bit shaky at the very end of the last push. I mean, Ultra, of course, you know, definitely has struck some fear into them that time.
Ultra Wolf for both the MVPs of Desperados tonight, especially doing a high amounts of damage, and also with the combos that they've been getting. We just see both a pharmacy mirrored on both teams, so we'll just see kind of how they fare. This is almost a mirror match at this point. We do have Divas and also with the Winstons as well. Just a little bit better play coming out by Reprise as they do take 2 down already from Desperados, and there's for the triple as well. They're gonna have to boop him off, and he does get booped off as Garlic is taken down. This is gonna be a clean point for Reprise.
Very cool play there. Shadow taking out Ultra in the air, getting revenge for last round, no doubt, as that was just a lost battle in the Fair Mercy battle, and that's hard to do. You got to get 2 directs in a row without stopping your shots, and that's exactly what happened. So now the Fair Mercy battle continues, and we'll see who gets the more directs this time.
With Garlic already at a 60%, same as Budge. We'll go and see if they can go ahead and pull this off. But Budge goes into the back line as he's starting to dive in there. Is it enough to go ahead and do enough damage? With a 5 versus 5 already coming in here, Budge taking a significant amount of damage. Not, very close to his ultimate, but still able to do it the double, especially with the opposite jump. Great job by Budge.
I don't know what happened there to Ultra. He just probably was celebrating a little early after he got a kill on the Shadow in the air.
We'll clean up once more. This is MVP is going to be Budge and Shadow this round as they're just kind of jumping around and smacking Desperados back into the ground. What a great play coming out by Reprise.
I mean, look at the ultimate stars here. Defense is, well, the people holding the point here, the core Reprise is just sitting on 6 ultimates. They really didn't need to use anything there. There are some coming up for the Desperados, but right now I would say that this is pretty much a cut and dry win here for core Reprise.
Definitely looking that way with a full ult economy ready to go at a moment's notice. Already at 70% as well. They're really going to have to come out with something clutch, especially with Wolfer needing to get into the back line as well with a trade-off. But we do have Garlic already going for it. He's getting the knockoff. That's exactly what they needed. 5 versus 5 now, but still higher ult economy coming out by Reprise. We're going to go ahead and get into Shadow into the back here. But no, Ultra is down and Wolfer as well. Pills finally taken out of work, but he does get off the ultimate with a double in the sky. That's exactly what Desperados need to do. If they can just go ahead and clean up the rest of this. As Winston's jumping around, we do have Buster kind of going for it, but again, with the reflection coming on there, Siege did a better job to go ahead and clean up the rest of that. As we have a steady trickle coming out by Desperados. It's not enough as Buster's kind of jumping around. Like I said, MVP Siege doing a great job as well with the stall clutch trans coming in by Prey. Is it enough to go ahead? They're starting to pray a lot, but Reprise themselves is taking them down one after another as just a trickle coming out by Desperados.
The superior Pharah won this fight basically, and Shadow was that superior Pharah, blasting Ultra out of the sky two different times. Now Ultra did get him once, so Ultra's not, out of the race in this case, as we might see another Pharah play if we head to City Center, maybe even on University. Sometimes you see it there. So I think right now we got to be thinking, if you're on the side of Desperados, you got to be thinking, how am I going to deal with this Pharah if we see her again?
Well, we see her again. I hope they go into more of a long-range sniper combo if that's availability that they can. Hopefully Ultra and Wolfer can go into that double, or even a McCree here. McCree, actually, this is perfect, especially going to this library setting. They're not going to be doing much stunning. They're going to be doing a lot of slaying instead. We'll really see how that pans out for them.
Very interesting here as both teams just kind of flip-flopping some heroes here, making some last-minute changes. Both going Ryan, Zarya. One team doing the quick old Lucio boost, so they're going to get to point a little bit fast. Not sure it's going to be too much of an impact here, but we do see that Pharah, and this is what I'm talking about here. They've decided on this comp to deal with this Pharah. Let's see if it works out for them.
Yeah, enough to do exactly what they needed, but Ultra already taken down by Inake, as we do see Pill is taking a significant amount of damage as well. Garlic needs to go ahead and retreat just a little bit more. He's overextended from his rest of his team, but Shadow's really low already on his health and not really getting too much by the Mercy as she's trying to sustain the rest of Siege and Budget, but it's not enough. Shadow down already, and that's exactly what Desperados needed. They needed that little advantage coming in here.
Yeah, even though they got that early pick, just having that particular composition against this Pharah Mercy just didn't leave them room to push in there. So Desperados was just able to sit on the defense against Core Reprise here and not really take all that much damage. That's essentially might come with a switch here off this Pharah, but looks like they're sticking to it. I think they might be thinking that they can just get a little bit more damage in there from some different angle maybe.
Different angles. Oh, we can throw some sort of polygon bullet out of them. So they're trying to get a little bit more into a position. But the high charge already coming out by Pills and close to her ultimate as well. I think he might be able to hold this out. You see Error trying to get some shots on the left side, but just not enough to go ahead and push directly into the point. As it's being contested, Garlic taking a significant amount of damage, as well as Wolfer to get that out. Finally, the good trans come in. They need to go ahead and push this while the trans is still going. But no, they just use it defensively and kind of predicting if they're gonna feel something by Reprise, but it just wasn't. Ultra popping up with it a double again. Let's see if we can go ahead and get 2 more, because this is what he was known for the last match. Oh,
so this McCree is just absolutely paying off here on the side here. I mean, he's basically just putting the pressure on that they need to get all that they just get the damage in there. So now, again, they're sticking with this Pharah though. She's not getting a lot of damage though. Let's see what happens.
Already once again. Oh, trying to get that off, but just a sustain came out from the healing. They weren't not able to do enough damage with the chance coming in there as well. Wolfer doing that exactly what he's saying, put on the pressure, but not enough pressure. It does get taken down. This is a flip side, reciprocal of what Reprise is doing to Desperados instead.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting high noon there as basically was just used for a reload so that he could finish off Fair. He knew he wasn't going to get enough damage otherwise. It's a little bit more burst damage when you high noon and just kind of reload. But they definitely still have an uphill battle here to get this point back. Farah can be a little bit stronger when there's less angles to take against her.
Oh, another Zariel coming in with the Twin Dragons as well. So there's the wombo combo that they exactly needed. Reprise taking it out. They really want to take this win here, especially with being the last match as well. Going to see another reset coming out by Desperados.
Yeah, now they're out of juice, and a lot of ultimates are coming up here. There's Valkyrie, there's the Tire, which I think is the scariest thing that they've got to deal with at this point. That Tire actually does have an opportunity to even take out the Pharah in the air if they take an interesting angle with it. But Air is kind of shutting it down a little early. That's going to give more time for the defense to get more ult charge.
Yeah, well, Air doing a great job doing exactly what he needed to do as he pushed in here. We'll see if Ultra can get a good double kill once again. Going around there. Oh, Siege just shut that down. Air sitting on the side, but you do have a little bit more of an advantage with 2 already down, coming out by Reprise with 3 already. There we go. I think that's enough exactly in that. And Siege in the back just going to get a big collapse on by Desperados themselves as we see them Wolfer once more clean that up. That's what they needed to do.
Oh, wow. I mean, pushing in with that trance is a heads-up play because they knew if they just take this fight, there's really not going to be too much opportunity for them to get a good regroup here. Here's their last chance as they jump on point.
Oh, long-range dragon coming in. Is it going to be enough to set that out? Well, the high noon in the back. I think they're going to try to use that as kind of a flashbang, and they did. As Wolfer does take the double kill out, we see them kind of pushing around the backside as Zanaki does come in there as well with Error. They're trying to push back, but it's not enough. Desperados is able to go ahead and push them back once again. Then they're able to protect in with a trance coming in clutch as Garlic is trying to swing around and the rest does come up back on budget. They're going to be able to sustain this once more. They desperately need to take this. Desperados needs to get the picks up, but with 2 down already, and Order Prey GG's is almost down 2. Garlic as well. They just have to retreat off that. If they do pull this off too much, they're going to have to, they have enough time to reset though. They do.
Once again, Transcendence pretty much won it, but there is a grab available here for this last take here. They do have a pretty good chance of retaking it, but again, Transcendence was what basically got them into that. That gave Smitty the opportunity to get a res off there, even though the high noon hit.
Barrage comes out already there with Budget though, coming up and picking it up by Reprise. What a great job as Farah kind of just mitigated that mindset from them saying, hey, the sky is okay, but no, it's not. As we do have a clutch coming out by Prey. They're trying to get back onto the point desperately. They need to go ahead and take more, but oh, the Dragon's coming in. As the Dragon Strike does kind of swing through the battlefield. Ultra does get the kill off as they're kind of mixing that around. Budget does go into that Primal Rage to go ahead and start swinging around. It's not going to be enough for Desperados going to take that. The clutch coming out, but it doesn't. The double comes in there. I think that might be enough for them to take it as Shadow tries to retreat. Doesn't get taken out as it falls through the cracks. The crevice. Oh, back out. Budget one more time. And I think that's going to be Trickle coming out straight from Reprise as they go ahead and get followed back in. And that's going to be a point for Desperados.
This has been such a close game the entire time, and there are just basically we're on round 5. We're on part 3 of a King of the Hill, on round 3 of a King of the Hill. So it's game 5, round 3. We had that pretty even match on Junkertown before. Wow. But now, like I was saying before here, Muppins, we're going into the Farah battle. And this previously was won by Shadow even in this map. So I gotta say, right now I'm favoring the side of Core Reprise. I think that just might be it. They got to be careful though. But this does have a little bit more angles, a little bit better positioning that Ultra might be able to take. It's not nearly as close quarters. He might be able to play back further and focus on the enemy, on the team on the ground, rather than on the people on the air.
Well, here we go already. They got that really strong dive comp coming out by both teams as Galaxy does pocket Ultra into the air. We'll see as Wolf is really trying to stay alive. Doing a great job as well as trying to flank around the left side too. Desperados with the kill. Oh, but double coming out instead by Reprise. Kind of pushing that back just a little bit more. Buster is already at half health, but they will go and take it down once more. This is going to be a point straight for Reprise.
Desperados won the dive battle by getting that Zenyatta early, but they definitely lost the air battle as Shadow once again just took out Ultra there. It's just looking like right now they might want to be considering that anti-Farah comp again. The problem is on this map, the McCree is a little bit less useful. He's got a little bit too much distance to get to the Farah sometimes, and with the fall-off damage not quite buffed yet, I think we might just have to see Ultra pick up the pace here and get these picks on Shadow.
But Shadow can go ahead and get those, if he can sustain that and kind of live through that, then they might go ahead and pick that right back up and throw it right back at him as Reprises keeps on the pressure and keeps him down, keeps Desperados at bay. They're not able to do that. It's the draft with the grab. Oh, there we go, head. And Ultra goes down, and Pills does take down Shadow. So goes and clean up the rest of that. Air's ready to go ahead and use his pulse bomb and see if they're going to even need it. They might not because they're getting taken down way too quickly. Right, coming about Reprise.
Man, Pulse got eaten there. That's a bit brutal on the for Desperados. They're looking at basically alt disadvantage here. They're looking at a manpower, and now they're trickling in here too, which I think might be a little bit of a mistake as well. So not only alt disadvantage here, the time disadvantage at 60%. They're losing the air battle. I don't know what they can do to turn this around. Looks like they've decided to go Moira just to get a little bit of extra healing, and the Zen, was really getting picked off. So I don't know. Maybe this is it.
Well, Prey was doing a great job on the Zenyatta, but I think a little bit more of healing orbs and also with the damage as well. We'll see. But both Pharaohs are ready to kind of go ahead and use the barrage. We'll see if that will have a double barrage like we did see last time on one of the Ilios maps. But as they kind of start to trickle in here, we do see Aerotide taken down pretty quickly as Anake as well. They're doing a great job diving onto that kind of middle back line. They're going to have to retreat out there as Anaki does take down Wolfer. And also with Prey GG's taking a 73 amount of damage. 2 Pills once more trying to follow in there closely. But Anaki does come out with the clutch trance. Tries to stay in the team, but not enough. This is the turnaround that Desperados really needed to do. As we do have the ult coming out by Ultra. Oh, just get taken down after we don't see a monkey giant jump up there. And kind of bash back those bullets with the Desperados. Doing a great job kind of cleaning up the rest of this point.
Definitely a cheekier ult there by Sige as he threw the bomb over the top as opposed to straight up. I don't think they were really expecting that. They are going to take the point here. These res timers are definitely at the 12-second mark, so it's a pretty big timer. Not going to be really a lot of time to come back. Now, the ult advantage, though, is still about even. And with and one other thing I like to point out, Muppins, we still haven't seen a pulse bomb actually go off. All pulse bombs this round have been eaten so far. Wolfer, are you going to be the first to land one?
Is he going to be able to land it, or maybe not? Is he going to come out with a miss? But Siege on fire, doing a great job kind of mitigating and zoning out with her ultimate. We'll see if he can go ahead and get some damage to get back onto the point here. It's going to be really desperate for them, especially with 99%. Good defended. Good job, Wolfer. Coming out of the Shadow with the ultimate already coming out as well. Gets taken down by Ultra a little bit higher than I didn't probably see that. Great job as Siege. Going to have to go ahead and push back into a little bit more, but I think Desperados is able to pull us out once more. Let's go ahead and sustain the fight into with the ultimate coming out by Fudge. Great job into a Primal Rage. Let's clean it up. But, oh, it is down. Desperados, we see a clutch come out by Garlic to go ahead and sustain that, but I think they're just taking too much damage.
Yeah, they're basically, I think, on the blue side here, on the side of Desperados, that they're just really short for damage at this point. We're going to see one last stall here.
Oh, to Error. That was Error to the double. Oh, there it is. And Galaxy tries to trickle in just as much, but it's slowly getting taken down as well as Prey GG's and Galaxy is both taken down. They're going to be next seen by Pills, and there's going to be Garlic Brady tries to trickle onto the point. This is just an overtime battle that they're not able to win, and this is going to go straight to Reprise if they're not able to go ahead and sustain that damage. It's not.
Oh, and that's going to be it, though, Muppins. Core Reprise taking the series 3-2, preventing the reverse sweep that was coming from Desperados.
What a great game. The best of 5 was definitely the best of live to watch here. They did hit that great grab once more. There was really some clutch grabs coming out by Zarya, actually even both Zaryas, but I think ultimately the better play did come out by Core Reprise.
Absolutely, and I think if we were to cast any other match today, I think we would have been disappointed. This one was just absolutely phenomenal, Muffins. These guys showed so many different compositions here. We've seen like pretty much the entire cast here, and we didn't see Torbjorn. Maybe that's okay. We didn't see Sombra, but we see we saw all the tanks, saw most of the healers. I gotta say, I was impressed by both teams' play, but in the end of the day, Core Reprise came out on top. Good job to them.
A great job by all players here that are playing into the Core Brawl. So Core Reprise kept the core together. I don't know if it was named after them. That could be maybe just a coinky dink, maybe not. But they were able to go ahead and take the win here against Desperados out of the best of 5. Great job to both teams.
So that's going to wrap it up for us here. Once again, I'm HX9 casting here with Muppins, and you can follow us here, Muppins, of course. You can follow. We got all that social media in the bottom here at MuppinsBeard on Twitter. Me, you can follow HXZ9. That's on Twitter and on Twitch. Be sure to follow me there as well. For both things, it's a Z in there, HXZ9. And with that, we're going to close it up. And I just like to say, remember, new Sombra is on her way next week, so don't forget to check your flank. Good night, everybody.